So welcome back again, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to encourage you to call in and dialogue with us. We appreciate the callers that called before. Obviously, those kind of discussion is what people want to hear because it helps people to think outside of the box. So we appreciate your calls. Sometimes I might be a little passionate. My good friend, I think I know who the last caller was. Your point is well taken. There is some effort that has to be put forth on the country to collaborate more with investors and cruise ships and anybody that comes in the country and anyone that's selling the country. So you're absolutely right on that. But the only point that I would like to make is that, you know, we have a golden opportunity when people come into this country to hold on to that information, to lock it in such a way that, you know, we can turn around now and use that to our greatest advantage, whether they come by cruise, whether they fly in by the airport. And just think about it, when the airport is expanded, which is something that I support 400%, it's something that we have to do. We have to make sure that we can lock those information in.
Good evening. You've free speak your mind. Go ahead, please.
Good night. Me not hear nobody talking about the thing happened with customs that sees the fuel thing at all. Seem to me sound like you probably get a little fuel, a little duty free so that you not touch on the topic, man.
You tune in late.
Yeah,
we had a long discussion on that just a while ago.
Man, this thing is a hot topic, man. We want to hear about this thing here, man, because when we come out of the country and we come here, they want to kill we. So we want to hear I talk about it more.
Yeah, but I want you to know, when you say things like that, all of us are in the same boat. We live here too. And guess what? I drive a taxi and it costs me $70 a day just to try to make a living. And if I don't make $70 a day, I going home empty. So all of us are in the same boat. You pay power bill, I pay power bill. You go grocery shopping, I go grocery shopping. So whatever is affecting you is affecting me. So let's get that straight. But you're absolutely right. The situation, we understand that custom is on the case. I see the ship is gone. I was in West End twice today. The ship is gone, so I assume that the government did what they had to do. I saw a press release in the paper about coming from the Premier's office that this situation was being investigated and looked at. So we know who the company is. People know who the company is. There's only one storage facility down in that area, so we know who those people could have been who brought that fuel in and didn't clear it in. Why they did that, we don't know. Maybe there was some miscommunication in paperwork. There was a miscommunication in getting custom out there. We don't know. But all in all, gas price still high. You and I should still be speaking out on that. Food costs is still high. We should still be speaking out on that. But what we should be fighting for is consumer protection. Every developed country or developing country in the world have a consumer protection. And right now, nobody hasn't put forth any legislation or any effort to really protect consumers in this country. So let's keep dialoguing on that. But you're late. You're late. We did talk about it.
Yeah, but Sam, you just mentioned an important thing there, though, and I want to mention it as well. We have some stores here that sell outdated or milk that is going to be outdated the next day. And what they do is they reduce the price on it, and sometimes the milk is already spoiled. And if we had a consumer protection desk, I ain't even going as far as you with a department and all, just a desk in the stores that are selling, a place where you could go and make a complaint. There's no place. Where would you go to make a complaint? You're going to go to the cashier? There's no established place in a lot of businesses where you could make a complaint about a bad practice that is being developed. And I think it's something that we need to step up a little better than that, man. We got a text that came in and said, why does the DMV and police differ in the tint regulation? Makes no sense. DMV says You shouldn't have anything to get licensed when the police department has a percentage you can apply. Now, we would have to review the law to see what it actually says. But if that is the case, that's a clear example of where two departments of government need to speak to each other.
You're saying the police department is saying that 20% or whatever it is
the police
fine,
department they have something to measure it as well.
Traffic too.
Okay.
They have the light machine down there. They check you. But I don't think they could stop you from licensing as long as you're within the guidelines. So.
Well, the whole thing needs some review, in my opinion, because I think the tint is a good thing. It keeps your vehicle a lot cooler than the thing. But then there are also some people who go a little bit overboard and they block out the vehicle to the point where you can't see inside the vehicle at all.
But Courtney, that goes to some of what Mr. Ray Harris, I think his name was saying on another show about the lorry farm. The different laws that pertain to different areas of our lives in this country. He said there's stacks of books down there where and I think you probably worked on some of those, Courtney. You're one of them older guys who've been working on some of these things. Freedom of Information Act, law that relates to marriage and all of these things. So there's a lot of information that none of the government for the past how many years now care to go and look at. And look at the different areas and say, okay, this is suggested, let's maybe try to get some of these things on the books.
Okay, let's go to the phone now. Good evening, you're speaking mind. Go ahead, please. Hello?
It's a live show, my friend. Go ahead and speak your mind.
Yeah, island people running the place and so on.
Say that one more time. Say it louder.
Nobody does pay no tax, no work permit, nothing like that. It's island people that do that.
You're saying that we don't have to get work permit, but it's island people that have to get that?
Yes. Nobody here doesn't get no permit.
Okay.
Only island people alone that can pay no permit.
Okay.
And you always object island people, and island people running the country.
Okay, just for clarification, it ain't just island people that have to get a work permit. It's people from Asia, people from Europe, people from South America, anybody who's not a citizen of the country, and that's the right of the country to make sure that you have a work permit. So when you come in, you pay your fair share of taxes, you get your work permit, and you can't just come in the country and set up. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, it's true. I understand that. But the thing is that all the basic and island people and the island people running the country.
Yeah, but my friend, I don't want you to take this argument somewhere. The lady called and she said that she's the one that brought up the whole island people talk, not the folks on this show. She's the one that made the statement about the situation with the gas coming into the country, not clearing in. And she said that something related to being an island person. We're not downing nobody. Both of us here probably got parents from some other island. I got parents from another island. So nobody here downing anybody. And island people is not just running the country. All of us are running the country. We all have to go through the same scrutiny.
Yeah, when you check it, not island people alone. All around the place and so on is island people run the country. Because it can have 1,000 people in the BVI and none of them have paid no tax, no work permit, nothing like that. Island people alone that all different people pay no work permit. Paying $600, $500, $1,000.
Okay.
How many of them are paying? How many of them are $1,000?
So you think that's unfair that you have to get a work permit?
No, I understand that, right?
I don't think you understand it because you keep emphasizing that. The point is that you're not from the country. You're coming in and the country is helping you to help yourself and help your family. So therefore it's asking you to pay something, which is a work permit.
I cannot lecture against that.
Okay, so you're not doing what I'm trying to emphasize, and I'm going to be argumentative. You're not doing us any favor. You're doing yourself a favor, and the country's doing you a favor by allowing you to come in the country. Yes, we need folks from outside to help us move this country forward. Nobody will be ignorant to say we don't. But don't keep throwing that up and telling what island people running the country. We all are running this country. And thank God that the country is providing a vehicle for you to come in and help yourself.
I'm helping myself and helping the country too.
Okay, good. Now we understand each other. So it's a 50-50 thing.
Okay, all right.
It's a relationship.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, we appreciate the call.
Okay, all right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay. Welcome. Have a nice evening.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, folks. I don't want to hear us talk about island people, this island people. We all are helping. We have to do what we got to do, but this country is growing. It's a success. And the fact that we're such a big success, we have a very small indigenous population that could fill the void. And so what? We open our doors and we allow folks to come in and help us out, and we're helping you out in return. We're giving you a place to live, a good place to make money, and just ask Western Union and MoneyGram how much money goes out of the country to the other places where folks are from, and you'll see how of a great benefit the country is to those folks as well.
That's true. Hold that thought, Sam. We got a text that came in and said, what age are an adult legally?
18.
It's 18. So why businesses charging our kids 13 to 17 adult fare? This is wrong, especially the ferries. Now, this is something that I raised with even the Queen Show and all these other things, even government functions where they charge 12 years and older adult fare. I think it's wrong. I really think it's wrong, and it's something that they probably need to look into. And that's a text that came from overseas.
Courtney, about 5 minutes.
Don't forget that we have the www.jetvlive.net, and that's part of our community as well. So our viewers out there, but we're also reaching the people on the net as well. So thanks for that. Thanks for that text to remind us that we need to look after young adults' rights and responsibilities as well. We can't just continue to, to make these assumptions about people. So Sam, we can truthfully say that we had a good show tonight, and we've had a number of interactions with the public. We started out talking about the cost of education, and one lady spoke about books and how the athletics uniform and the cost and all of those things, and I think we agree that education is expensive, but we have to do what we can do to keep educating our young people. It's sad that some people don't get the level of education that they need, because as you rightfully can understand, in today's world, at one point it used to be okay to just have a high school certificate. Now people are saying you must have a master's degree to do certain things, and I'm sure soon they'll be saying you have to have more than a master's to do certain things. So education is the way forward, I think, and we have to still encourage people, as bleak as it may look, to still continue to to educate the young people and educate themselves. Street lights in town, street lights from east to west, we were able to talk about that. You made some comments about King Garden Bay and how some of the problems that still need addressing in King Garden Bay. The sewage problem, the beach, the pond problems. We got a call about social development, and we sympathize with the call about social development, because social development in our country is a big job, and it's becoming a bigger job. The more we become successful, the more we are seeing social problems coming up and surfacing the ugly head in our communities. But we have to try and deal with them. We have to put systems and programs in place to deal with our social issues, because Sam, I'm sorry to say, but I don't personally think they're going to go away. Census information, I have that down here as a list. We still are asking for the 2010 census. This is now 2012, and I really wouldn't like to see us do like the last census. We had to wait 7 years to get to see this census, and census information is so important. I was even toying with the idea in my mind that maybe one of the reasons why we don't get our tourism information sorted out properly is because we are so accustomed to not having the right census information, that we have the information about the tourism sector, but we're failing to use it. We're failing to take that same information and turn it into marketing, and turn it into sales, and turn it into opportunities, entrepreneur opportunities. We're not a society that is accustomed of having proper information in a timely manner, and that is something that we need to correct. We had some other discussion about other things that are happening in our community, and rightfully so. This is the show. This is the show for addressing those issues. This is the show to talk about what's happening in the community on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. This is the show that's in your living room, and this is the show where persons from Anegada to Joshua Dyke feel free and feel comfortable addressing the various issues that happen in the various communities. Sam, I'm yet to find out from some of my colleagues whether or not some of the situations that we speak about from time to time and in the different islands, whether or not it's being corrected or whether it's just going on for another year. And I think we're gonna make a conscious effort in the show to try and address some of these things as we go along. But Sam, we're here in a wrapping up session. Any last words you want to give for a wrap up?
Yeah, Courtney, I'm just going to wrap up with one thing about tourism and just leave it there. Okay. All I'm going to say to the folks who are driving the car, the vehicle, who are in charge, the people responsible for moving the tourism product forward, is that tourism has to be an everyday thing. It can't be a seasonal thing. It has to be an everyday thing. It can't be a 9-to-5 thing. When we are sleeping, 9 to 5, people are awake looking and trying to figure out what to do. We got to figure out how to utilize technology better. I was just watching the news the other day. They were talking about Obama when he was running for election the first time, how he used the power of Facebook. He had the big man for Facebook, and he had one of the owners of Facebook working with him. They talked about even the Prime Minister of England using Facebook, the power of Facebook, to help broadcast information and do live streams and so forth. So with the technology is there. We got to be more proactive with our tourism marketing and our sales. We have to have that components of sale. I'm going to keep emphasizing that. Marketing is great. I don't think the tourist board do anything wrong when it relates to marketing. I think they do a good job. They get the word out. They get the information out in the kind of magazines and so forth that we want to get into and get those type of people. But more could be done. A lot more could be done, Courtney. And the tourist board is limited in what they can and can't do. And this is why you need to find somebody that could sit down every day, pull together those same folks who need to be marketing every day. Put packages together. Put those ideas together. Have that long database of folks who are most likely to come to the BVI. Collect the information from the cruise ship passengers and then start in-your-face campaigning, in-your-face marketing, in-your-face deals, in-your-face this, in-your-face that. And it has to be 365 days a year. It can't be a 5-month season. It's a 365 days a year thing. So on that, Courtney, like I said, we could do more. We can do more. There need to be more of a collaborative effort between the private sector and the government. It need to be more in your face and more proactive. So other than that, Courtney, I think we had a great show. I just want to encourage the folks who call to continue to watch the show and keep calling, because we know this is a show that is a result-driven show. And it's important that when people call, we're able to listen to what they're saying. We want to have an open mind. And last but not least, I just want to say to the last caller, I don't want to have a show where we keep talking about this group of people, that group of people. What I want to have a show is about how we, as all the people in the BVI, could come together to help the BVI grow. You doing your part, we doing our part. Together, it makes the BVI stronger. A stronger economy in the BVI means a stronger people. It doesn't matter where you're from. As long as you're doing your part. If you're here working, make sure when you work and you're selling the country, you sell the country in a positive light. Make sure when you are talking about the country, you don't go around saying, well, if it ain't for us, the country won't survive. Well, it ain't for the country, you won't survive. So it's a 50-50 thing. And we need the people to understand it. In BVI Islanders also, Courtney, need to understand that a lot of us who are in the BVI are connected to folks who are not from the BVI. And we have to understand that you can't, we ain't calling nobody down.
Yeah.
We're living together, we're working together for the betterment of the British Virgin Islands, and that's what we want. So with that said, I want to say good night to the folks who are watching, and I hope I see you again next year, God's willing.
Well, I'd like to say good night as well, and say God bless these beautiful Virgin Islands and the people that live in them, and we'll see you again next week, same time on this station.